So, 6 steps I take when painting. The first step I'm going to take is the preparation phase. Here I'm looking to find the motive, clean the space I need for painting, build a new canvas, and put a base coat of white on my canvas. So from this point I'm set up with my materials and I'm looking to work with a sketch. Before I go ahead and sketch on the canvas, I will focus on making a few sketches on paper. I use reference to learn the sketch. I repeat sketching until I feel comfortable. Usually that's around 2 to 3 times for me. And then I go ahead and do the same thing on the canvas. Use different colors to find the composition on the canvas. This amounts usually as well to 2 to 3 times. After this, I'm set up, and now to the fun and the scary part. First, to get started, I choose my colors. I use red, magenta, cyan, green, yellow, and orange. Sometimes it can be a bit daunting to put the first brush stroke on the canvas, but luckily there's only one way around, by just beginning. So in this phase, I'm just looking to blocking in the colors. I'm looking for the overall color composition here. I'm going off a bit of light and shadow, but this part for me is the trust the process part. Just jumping in and getting started. Eventually I find myself thinking more and more about the light and wanting to do highlights. So at that point I know this phase is done. I've put in the colors and I'm looking to refine them now. But before I go ahead and refine the shading, especially for a work like this, figure out the background. For this piece I chose a pinkish background. I mixed yellow, orange, magenta and white to get this beautiful pink. I'm not too worried about painting over the motif at this point, because the way I look at the painting at this point is more of a rough idea. I still take care to not unnecessarily paint over the motif, because I don't want to make myself work more than it has to be. I work on the background at this point, not to finish it, but to get it started. I know we'll come back to it, and I'm just starting to weave in a layer early. Now, I still need to take care of the light, so I start by putting it in where I would think light would hit, and work my way towards the dark areas. I put on a lot of color in this phase, and boldly paint over my previous work. In this one, I used a reddish orange for the midtones and a green for the highlights. For the shadows I went with mixing green and red, which ends up in this beautiful brownish color. Eventually I arrive at the last step, the refining part. At this point I can barely wait to be done. I'm looking to go once more over edges, darkening the super dark spots and just generally looking for anything that needs minor adjustments. Otherwise, I'm looking to fill in the part of the canvas I left shining through with a thick layer of white to give that part texture. I really enjoy this thick layer of white just sitting on the canvas. I always feel like not a lot changes in this phase, but if I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't feel like the painting is complete. And then I'm done. I love the background color on this one. And the white just appearing behind the body. Yeah, I like it. It's a cool one. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. See you soon.